In 1848, James Marshall was building a sawmill in the Sierra Nevadas near to Los Angeles when he suddenly found a huge load of gold just lying there. And he picked up some of this gold, took it to Los Angeles to take to a metal dealer, to a jewelry dealer, presented it to them, and suddenly the word spread that there was gold in the hills of the Sierra Nevadas. Suddenly, Los Angeles shut down completely, and people began just to go and collect this gold from the surface. Now, the news of this great discovery and these stories took quite a while to get back to the east. But when the news did break, it was front page news, all the newspapers. There is gold just lying on the ground all over the Sierra Nevadas. And so in 1849 began the Great Gold Rush. And people began to just pack up and get to the Sierra Nevadas however they could. Many took the same route as the pioneers. They went to Independence, St. Louis, waited to get a group together, and then crossed using wagon trains until they got there. The richer type, they would go by boat, and they go all the way round down South America, up again, and land here. But whatever way they could get there, they headed out west to the Sierra Nevadas. Now, when most of these people arrived from the east, of course, all of the surface gold had gone. And so then you had people begin to pan for gold in the streams. And conditions were so close that you'd have to have just one little bit of the stream was a place where you would pan for, and somebody else would pan just down the road from you. Quite often people would urinate in the stream as well, or people living quite close together again led to disease. But it became quite clear that the surface gold had gone, and so they began to dig into the hills to find more gold. And most of the miners who had gone just hoping for a quick, to get rich quick, suddenly discovered that they were actually just being employed as miners on quite low wages, digging for gold underneath. Now, because people believed that there was suddenly all this gold and all these rich people with money to spend, of course, people came to get that money off of them. So lots of saloons just suddenly sprung up. Lots of mining towns just suddenly sprung up in the hillside. And there they were real centres for gambling, for con men, for crooksters. Prostitution was rife. And these communities that sprung out of nowhere, that had all of these people suddenly wealthy, with all these people trying to get money off them, were incredibly lawless places. There were no police stations already there. There was no law and order there. Back in Washington hadn't even considered it. So they were effectively lawless places. And to combat this, the miners often set up miners' committees, where if there was some wrongdoing happened, they would form a committee, and there and then they would make a quick judgment, and quite often punishments were incredibly harsh, and they would lynch people. And these were essentially vigilante groups. They were acting outside of the law. But the long-term consequence of this is you had a huge population movement, and this meant that the government began to need to communicate with these people from America over here. And so telegraph wires were laid across the plains, trails were becoming more established, and eventually railroads were needed to be built across the plains to link this huge population here to the population over here, even though by the beginning of the 1850s it was clear that there was very little